Become the woman who gets everything she fucking wants. Are you shaking your head at me right now? Stop. Take a deep breath in. Put your feet on the floor. Stand up tall. Get that spine long. Breathe out any doubt, any overwhelm, any questioning. And breathe in that you are that fucking woman. Breathe in main character energy. Confident, unbothered, exclusive. Breathe in the wisdom that you need to put your fucking self first. You need to show up for yourself. You need to take action. And I am going to fucking guide you step by step. Hey, it's Star Monroe here from the Star Monroe Show, main character energy only. And I'm following on from last week's episodes where I introduced the concept of romancing the shit out of your day. Now, last week was all about how to romance the shit out of your day, the morning edition. And this is the evening edition. Why? Why the fuck would you romance the shit out of your life? Well, the most important relationship is the one with yourself. You've got to stop waiting around for someone to save you, rescue you, make you feel good, validate you, give you a fucking compliment. This is your job, especially as an iconic older woman. It is time you de-center men, time that you take everyone off that motherfucking pedestal and stand there yourself and do things differently. This is why I love the fact that I get to romance the fucking shit out of my life. And let me slide into a story before I give you the evening edition today. I noticed something about myself last year. And if you don't know any of my backstory, I'm obviously originally from England, but I currently live in Turkey. And I moved here in 2022. And it was a big shift. I'd lived in the UK for the majority of my life, and I had many opportunities to leave that country with jobs and various husbands along the way. And I never bit the bullet, never went, didn't feel right for me until 2022 when I was like, no, this is my fucking time now. I am doing this. My son was older, and I was single, newly divorced. So came to Turkey, and I was dating. I was like, oh, I'm going to date. So this was the tail end of 22 and the beginning of 2023. And actually at the time, in my business, I was coaching women around dating and relationships. And I learned something about myself. I kept dating men and I kept making the same motherfucking mistakes. And these mistakes were very subtle. I didn't notice them at the beginning. And yet I could see a pattern emerging. One of my skills is I'm a keen observer of myself and other people, and this is why a lot of women hire me as their therapist and coach, because I can see what they can't see. It's always the fucking unseen that runs our lives. And before I go any further, this is why it's really important for you to change your inner world, because when you change your inner world, your outer world will match your inner world. This is why you would pull me into your world this year. So one of the things that I noticed was that I kept dating men, kept sleeping with men, and I wasn't getting anywhere. I felt shit about myself. My wounded inner child kept showing up in these relationships. I kept hankering after validation and waiting for them to text me. So I was like hanging on the end of my phone. And then it was pretty early on into this pattern that I was like, oh, no, bitch, we ain't doing this. So I was like, I'm no longer dating. I drew a fucking line in the sand. And then what that springboarded me into was really researching the phenomenon of decentering men. Stop placing your worth and value in another person, especially a fucking man. And then I started to listen to my peers talking about really owning your worth and what it meant to be a high value woman. And I devoured so much information and I spent so much time, and I still do, on changing my inner world and changing how I showed up for myself. And this is why I'm talking to you about romancing yourself, because if you're still fucking waiting for someone to come along and make your life complete, if you're still hankering after a relationship, if you're in a shitty fucking relationship and you're not doing anything about it, you're wasting your fucking time. Your job. You get one fucking life. One fucking life. It's a gift, and it is yours to step into your genius. It's yours to live alongside your highest motherfucking self. And so if I pull myself back into, if I kept just fucking dating random men and fucking random men and just kind of just letting my wounded inner child, she wasn't leading the show. What kept happening, because I kept repeating the same patterns, is that I kept pulling the scab off her wounds that had healed. And so she kept appearing. And I was just like, no, actually, it's my job to take care of you. I've got to do things differently. So this is where I drew a line in the sand. And I really plugged back into myself. And this leads me on to back to the conversation that we're here for, is about romancing yourself, about making yourself a priority, about really caring, loving the fuck out of yourself. And how you do that is by how you show up for yourself in each and every single day. It's in the tiny little moments. It's not the grand fucking big gestures like taking yourself on a solo trip once a year, even though that is fucking great too. It's what you do in each and every single moment of every single fucking day. Over a period of time, that compounds. And this is what, when you twin it with emotional regulation and you learn how to slay your shadows and you are guided to fucking strut and embody your main character energy, that's what changes your inner fucking world. And when your inner world changes, when you really start to fucking see yourself, when you fucking look in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, like you're bowing down in reverence to who you are. That's when everything shifts on the outside. It cannot help but your outer world will align with your inner world. So let's get to it and let's talk you through the evening edition of romancing the shit out of your life. So firstly, in your house, I bet there are things, and I've got a story about this one actually, I bet there are things that you're saving for best. So over Christmas, I went back to England and stayed at my mum's house. Bless her. She loves having me because I clean her house. And I was rooting around in her cupboards and there was this cutlery set. It was in this big wooden box. And I was like, what the fuck's this doing, Mum? She's like, oh, that's for best. I was like, no, bitch. I went, best is now. And I went, look at these disgusting knives and forks. They're all plastic. I was like, these are going. So we threw them out and we put her silver cutlery set in the kitchen. And she was like, oh, this is lovely. And I went off and did some more work. And I could hear in the background, she was having her soup. And she goes, oh, it's so nice having my soup with this lovely silver spoon. So I know that there are things in your house that you're saving for best. Maybe it's the best shoes. Maybe it's the best outfit. Maybe it's the cutlery set. Maybe it's like, I don't know, a dinner service. Stop waiting for fucking best. Best is now. Best is now. And when you embrace this in your life, that changes because it's like little sparks of joy that you have weaved into your life and you get to see them. So everything that I have, well, I haven't got much because I divested it when I came from the UK to Turkey, but when I open my cupboards, I've got a best dinner service, I've got beautiful cutlery, I've got gorgeous mugs, I've got my clothes are hanging up all around my house. I'm looking now, I've got my best like throws on the sofa, I've got a fucking $2,000 hat that I bought in LA hanging on the wall because I want to see all my stuff. I'm not fucking hiding it away. Best is now. Best is now. Now, this may not be an evening thing, but you know, it weaves into you every single day and it changes. So when you come home and you have your dinner, you're eating off your best dinner service with your best knives and forks, with gorgeous glasses. This is how you show up for yourself. This is how you romance the fucking shit out of your fucking evening day. The second. Again, I bet you've got a nice candle in your house, maybe a diptyque one. I had a little penchant for Tom Ford candles last year, so I've got quite a few of them around. I bet they're just gathering dust or maybe still in the box. Get them out, unwrap them, plonk them down and light that motherfucker up. If you haven't got expensive candles, does not matter. You don't have to spend a fortune unless you want to. Light the candles. Light those tea lights. If you've got a smelly candle, the aroma, we are such sensory people. We want to heighten our senses. When you heighten your senses, you tap into your body. You're drawing yourself back into your body. You want to be living more from your body, not just your head. Your head is going to, if you live from your head, you're going to be fucking overwhelmed, stressed the fuck out, questioning everything, wanting to know all the fucking answers. Tough titties, baby. You're not going to know all the fucking answers. They reveal themselves to you when the fucking time is right and when you're open to fucking receiving them. Did you hear that? When you're open to fucking receiving them. How do you receive the answers? The next step. You calm your fucking tits. You romance your life. You have more fun. You play. You light the fucking candles, right? Also, candlelight. I'm all about good lighting. Oh, mwah, chef's kiss with that lighting. And here's the last one. Let's talk about me. Well, it is my podcast, I suppose. I'm a really good cook. Used to love cooking, loved it. And then I fell out of love with it. I was like, I'm done. And so what I used to do when I was in England, I used to go to a grocery store called Marks and Spencer's, and I just used to buy beautiful ready-made meals from there. My love for cooking has come back recently, and I love cooking with love. So if you're cooking, make sure you're doing it with love and intention. Pour your heart into your cooking because it infuses the food with that energy, and you're taking that food, that energy into your body, and you are an energetic being. And so you want to lavish yourself with love. Then I'm going to add a bonus one in. It's not in the show notes. The bonus one, actually, before I give you the bonus one, if you are compelled to strut into your main character energy this year and you're like, oh, come on, I want to do it now. There is a brand new program coming your way in February 2024. And before then, I have 2 inexpensive ways that you can start to embody this wisdom. The first one is the book, Main Character Energy, Upgrade Your Midlife. And the second one is my mini program, Amplify Your Confidence. And they're both available in the show notes. The book is $9.99 and the program is $7.99. Now, let's go back onto the bonus evening. Romance the fucking shit out of your day. And it is get the fuck off your phone 1 hour before you go to bed. Get the fuck off your phone, put it down, put it away, put it somewhere. Get off your phone. Your brain is like a sponge. You need to decompress. You need not to take any more information in 1 hour before bed. You need to amplify your sleep healthy routines. Your sleep health. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, so you want to work on amplifying your sleep health this year. We ain't getting any younger. And as a dear mentor said to me one day, every day, Star, we're a day closer to dying. I was like, oh, thank you very much for that, Rebecca. Her name was Rebecca. So, yeah, get off your phone, get into a habit of just putting it down and starting something else. Maybe you go and cook with love. Maybe you go and sit and listen to classical music with your fucking diptyque candles. Maybe you're like, whoa, I'm going to root around in my cupboard and find out what I've shoved in there for best, because best is now. Have fun with this. And if you missed last week's episode, then go back and listen to that one, because that gives you the morning routine to romance the shit out of your life. Until next time, see you soon. Bye-bye.